Okay, good morning everybody, and welcome to our talk about Game of Plones and gamification. My name is Jörg, I'm from Interactive. We are a Cologne, Germany-based Plone service provider. We are 13 people, organized in Scrum teams, and our main business is doing software development projects, mostly based on Plone. And before I jump into our topic of my talk, I would like to introduce Johanna. Johanna is Scrum Master at Interactive, and she prepared a little warm-up game for us. So,
okay, hi everybody. I'm Johanna, or you could call me Jojo or Yo-Yo, whatever. It's fine. And I prepared a little game to start the day, to wake up a little bit, and I would like everybody to get up and come in front. And the first task of the game is for you to self-organize in 2 teams. Yeah, so team 1 should be standing here, team 2 on this side. You should have the same size, group size. That would be great. Okay, let's see. I would say this group is a bit bigger, so maybe 1 or 2 go to the other team, please. Just another one. Come over. Okay, so I prepared some paper and pens over there too. The next task would be each of you should write down 1 word that is overused on your day-to-day work. It can be technical or in context of project management, words you use every day. So, and then folded the paper together and put it in my beanies. Words you use on a day-to-day basis?
Any word.
Any word work-related. It needs to be work-related. Yeah. So the word should be work-related. I don't know if I... Yeah.
Get paid, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, you can keep the pen if you want to. Okay, so you are ready? You're finished? Okay, great. Okay, you finished too? This is great. So we're going to switch the beanies. Here you go. So, and now, each team has 90 seconds to explain the word. So one of you goes to the beanie, picks one word, and explains the word without mentioning any form of this word that's written down to your teammates. And they have to guess what it is. And for each correct answer, your team gets a point. And after this 90 seconds, the other team has to do it. Okay? So, this team starts right now.
There's something you can use to control your project.
We switch a lot.
Good. Next one.
If you have a problem with software, you would create issue. Ticket. I heard ticket. Yes. All right. Go. Next. Somebody?
It's over. So I guess you got 6, right? Or was it 7? 6 or 7? Okay. So now the other team, you can start now. Over. Thank you very much. You can go to your seats. Wait. Okay.
Bad decision.
Okay, so the intention of this game was to work on these words we overuse on a day-to-day basis and to relearn to define them, because often we use words, we know them because we use them every day, but our customers, they don't know what we're talking about. So that was a playful way to relearn definitions of some words. Yeah, and that is one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we played this game too, and we were thinking about more ways how we could like relearn or motivate our employers, and Jörg's going to talk about that more now.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for participating. So I think we had a little bit of fun, and at the same time we learned something. So we're in the middle of gamification. Maybe a couple of words how I came to this topic, why I'm interested in gamification. I said already that we are a project organization, we're doing software development, we have Scrum teams, and as a team lead I often encounter challenges like how can I motivate a team over a longer period of time, for example, or how can we effectively learn new skills, new techniques, new methods in our field of work, or how can we keep the team spirit high over a longer time. So I came across this buzzword, gamification, already a long time ago, and I read a lot of articles, mostly about bigger companies, what they did and how they improved their performance in marketing and sales, in software development with gamification. And I thought that could be something for us, and let's just try it, what we could do. So let's start with the question, what is gamification? If you look at the Wikipedia definition, it's pretty simple. Gamification is the application of game design elements and game principles in non-game contexts. And non-game context for us is our business context, of course. And so we wanted to see what we could do there in our business context. And actually, if I ask around if you already came in contact with gamification, I might just do that. Who came in contact with gamification already? Okay, so yeah, most hands or lots of hands went up, but I think every one of us already came into contact with gamification in some context. Mostly if you use your smartphone, if you have, for example, a fitness app, a health tracking app or something, there are always elements of gamification in it. You do something good, you get points for it, you get rewarded afterwards for what you did, and that's one of the main principles of gamification. So in the characteristics in general of gamification are that you have a goal, you have players who want and who need to reach this goal, and then you have rules. The rules of the game, they give this framework. They tell you how to reach the goal, what to do, what the steps are to be successful and to get your reward at the end. Then you have a feedback system normally, so that you as a player, you always know where you are in the game and what you have to do, what's still ahead to reach your goal. So constant feedback would be something very important. Then voluntary participation is a very important element of gamification. So you can never, or you should never, force somebody to participate in a game. It should always be voluntarily. And then, of course, there should be some desired outcome in the real world. It's not only about the game. Like this little game we just did, it was not just to have fun. That was one part of it. But the real goal and the goal in the real world was to learn about something of our work. Like we wanted to explain those words. And last but not least, gamification should be embedded in the company culture. Like if your company culture is very strict and is not playful, gamification will probably not work. So there must be a certain alignment between what you do and your culture. So, as I said, we are working in agile projects and mostly Scrum. And in Scrum, we already came across gamification, or it's already built in some sort in Scrum. If you, for example, think of team estimation game or planning poker, those are games that are used to estimate your user stories, for example. So it's already game elements in this agile approach. And what you see here, these are pictures from one of our in-house Scrum trainings, and that was with Lego. We built together, we had teams, and we built together little houses, and the whole process was structured in the Scrum way, and we did the whole feedback cycle and everything with Lego. So that was the very beginning, what we tried to do with a gamification. And in agile work environments, it's pretty common to use gamification to help in collaboration and communication, for example, or to learn about agile techniques, about testing, about refactoring, and so on. And also what we did in our little game before, strengthen self-organization of teams, for example. So then we saw that we are not the only ones doing gamification in our agile work. There are meetup groups everywhere. That's just one example from Munich. We also have meetup groups in Cologne, and there are over 800 people, for example, meeting regularly and just playing games after hours. And then we thought, okay, we should do that too. And now, once a month or every 2 months, we have that at Interactive. We meet with our team in the evening for 1 hour or for 2 hours, and we just play little games that are fun. That's one part of the thing. But then, for the other hand, we really want to learn something in the same time. So, if you want to implement gamification in an organization, for example, in a software development company, there's a certain process you should follow from our experience, from what we saw. And the first thing is you should define business goals so that your gamification program really has this deeper goal you follow, and it's not just about having fun and about playing. You should then define the desired outcome, the desired behavior. Normally you want to change people's behavior in a positive way, for example, and you should exactly define what you want to reach, what your goals are to be successful. Then it's very important to get approval from your players, from your team, so that they really want to play this game. As I said, you should never force somebody to play with you. And then also you should analyze the structure of your team, what player types there are. There's a so-called Bartle test, and there is a certain classification of people. It's mostly meant for online games, but it can be used pretty well for our gamification approach too. So that you do a little online test with people, and then you see, do they like to explore things, or are they more the killer type, so that they want to shoot things or whatever. And they have, in the Bartle test, they have different categories of players. They're called killer, explorer, socializer, or achiever. And then you know better how your team is structured and how you should design your gamification program so that the tasks or the quests you develop for the players are really aligned with their needs or what they want to do. Then, yeah, you should design the game in detail. Design in the sense of really making up the rules and the story and everything. And then you need a software, you need a platform. you need to do something to log all the quests, all the tasks you want to do. You need to give the points and so on. So you need a software. And that's the main part for us, what we had to decide how we want to do that. Everything else was pretty simple, but then we came to this question, how could we manage our gamification model or our gamification program? So then when you start the program, it's very important that you have this feedback cycle, that you cannot just let the program run, the gamification run, and it will be good. You should always, like in Agile 2, like in Scrum 2, you should have the feedback process. You want to know from your players how do they feel about the game, is it okay, and you for sure have to adapt after a while. You have to get new quests, you have to change the topic of your game and so on to keep it always updated, to keep it fresh, and to keep people really motivated to play on. So we're in this process of deciding what software to use or what we could do, how to manage our gamification program. And we looked around what's around. And one big chunk of software is commercial software, mostly software as a service. You can rent the software, you pay on a player basis mostly, and then you get a fully functional, ready-made software where you can just start. There are some examples there on the right side of the slide, software tools that you can use and start tomorrow with the gamification program. Then I found some add-ons and some open source tools which promise to do gamification in some sort, add-ons to Plone even, that you could use. But at the end, we were not satisfied with the functions those tools gave us. So finally, we thought, why not use Plone, or at least consider Plone and look at the options we have. And yeah, we finally really decided to use Plone. What do you need in such a gamification platform? Of course, you need players. You need to be able to create and manage users, players in the system. You need an administration interface where you can add new quests, where you can see what players did, and so on. You need workflows, so that you create a quest, but you don't want to publish it yet. Maybe later you want to publish it, or whatever you want to. Want people to be able to send in a quest for review, and after the review they get their points, and then they get their reward. So that would be a typical workflow in a gamification platform. And you, of course, need a nice user interface, a user-friendly application where people want to participate, and where it's not a hassle to log in and do something, but it's just something you do while you work anyway. So best thing would to be to have some interaction with other tools, other software you use in your company. For example, if you use a ticket system and creating a ticket or working on a ticket would give you a reward in the gamification platform, then it would be nice if the ticket system tells the gamification platform that a user created a ticket or updated a ticket, so that points are rewarded automatically. So then, apart from those technical things, you need a good story. Every online game, you know, everything you play, it's embedded in a good story. And so we also thought, what could we do? And our first story we developed now for the gamification program that is running now, that is starting now at Interactive, is based on Star Wars, and we called it Plone Wars. And so we started at, we started with a little intro at May the 4th, Star Wars Day. We created this to introduce the program to our team. I apologize, it's all in German, but the idea is just to give this story around our program and to make people feel that they are in something bigger than just this little small game. Guess we don't have to read all that because you won't understand it anyway, so I will skip that. Then the game design, when you really focus on your game, how it should look like, it's all around the quests. The quests are the center of any gamification program, basically. So you make people do something, that's the quest, the task, and when they do something, they get rewarded for it. There's never a negative consequence if somebody doesn't do anything. There's no subtraction of points or something. It's always about rewarding good behavior or doing something good. So since we work with Scrum and we use the Fibonacci numbers to estimate our user stories, for example, we thought, okay, our reward system could be based on that too. So we gave the points for quests. Those points are 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 20, 40, and 100, as we do in our estimation games. So that's the point part. You get points for your quests. Then as a player, you have a visible status. That's also one important point of a game design, so that you, like in an online game, you have a badge, for example, telling you at what level in the game you are and how many points you have to reach maybe to get the next level. And this telling you how many points you need would be the notifications. You get maybe email updates, you get notifications on the platform telling you where you are. You get feedback if you did something good, if you finished a quest, you are told what you did, you are told what other people did, so that you have a comparison to your teammates. There's a review process for quests, so if you finish something, you have to give it to review, not to a manager, but mostly to a teammate. So it's a peer review system. It's pretty low level, so that just somebody says, yeah, I saw that he finished the task and I agree, so you can get the points, because we don't want to have a whole lot of administration overhead, so it's pretty low level. Then there's an activity stream, kind of dashboard, where you see what happened, what you did in the last little while, and what all the other players did. And finally, when you collected your points, there's a reward system, and you can exchange your points for immaterial or material rewards. The reward system is important for the motivational factor. Of course, you should more build your gamification system on the intrinsic motivation. That's the more powerful one. But apart from intrinsic motivation, so just to have fun, to play and be at the top of the leaderboard, for example, I think you also need some extrinsic motivation, so you need some real rewards for your points, so that you get, whatever, a cup of coffee if you did something good. So then we designed our quests, and we have a distinction between normal quests that one person can do. We have missions. That's a quest that one teammate can give to another teammate. It's not made up by the game administration, but everybody can create missions. And finally, we have team quests. Team quests should be done by several people. There are some examples of our real quests that we have in our system and the appropriate points for that quest. Then, status of our gamification process. We designed our game with the story, with everything. We wrote our user stories. We did 11 development sprints. Every sprint was 1 week. And we developed our story around Star Wars, as I said. we celebrated Star Wars Day on May the 4th. We started the first episode, the first part of the gamification program in October. And every episode is 30 days. So we can reward people after one episode, after 1 month. And then you go on, you collect your points for the next episode. And at the end of the year, for example, we have an overall winner of the game. Then after our first episode, we had a feature sprint because we got the first feedback from the players. They found bugs, of course. They had new ideas, what we could do, and they found usability issues in the program. So we addressed all that, and so all the players saw, okay, it's getting better, and we want to do that further on too, so that with every episode we enhance our gamification platform. And finally, when we think that we can give this piece of software to somebody else, we will do so. We want to publish it as open source software, so that if you're interested, you could maybe try this for your organization too and enjoy a game. Now some screenshots. How are we with time? Are we okay? Okay, so some screenshots from our system. That would be the login screen. Again, this is all in German, so it's just the visual impression I can give you right now. But the whole system is, of course, fully translatable, back-end and front-end. You could have in English, Spanish, French, whatever. That would be no problem. So that's the kind of dashboard where you have your activity stream, you have your status, you have your badge, you have your points, etc. Then you have one part where you can choose your quests you want to do. We have categories. All our quests are categorized. So we want people to learn new methods, for example. We want to enhance their social competence and so on. And the quests are categorized in those topic areas. Then we have our leaderboard. So that's the manager view. As a manager, I see the whole status. I see all the players in the list and how many points they have. The players themselves, they only see the first 3 players and their own position, but they cannot see the whole ranking because it might be demotivating if you're the last in the list and you see that everybody is better than you. So that would be the store, basically, so the reward system where people can see what they get for the points they collected. So yeah, it would be, for example, you get 10 euros for Amazon, or you get a soccer ball, or you get 1 day home office, or you get a cup of coffee or ice cream or whatever. And the higher the points that are attributed to the reward, of course, the more you have to do to get this reward. And in the same sense, the same thing happens with the quests, of course. I didn't say that when we saw the quests. For example, if you just bring out the trash, it's 1 point because it's nice that you do that, but it's not a big thing. But if you contribute to bring us a new customer, for example, there I would give 100 points for this quest that you did. So there's, of course, a certain leveling and evaluation how important the quest is you just did. So that's also an administration interface where I can add the rewards. And that's the manage view for episodes where I can create new episodes. We gave them names according to the Star Wars series in our case. But of course, you can think the whole gamification program with a lot of different topics. It could be a soccer league, or it could be Game of Thrones, or whatever you like. And also, this the software we created is completely flexible. As an administrator, you can change the color scheme, you can change the logo, so you can do the rebranding of your gamification platform pretty fast, pretty quickly. That's the administration interface for quests, where I, as an administrator, have an overview, can create and edit and delete quests. And that would be a normal Plone form to add a quest. And the basic setting page for the gamification platform. So that was just a quick visual overview. And then now we would like to do something you shouldn't do. We want to do a live demonstration. And I know that Murphy's Law is against us, and probably the internet will fail, and the network will crash, but we will try it anyway, and try to log in the system, and Johanna will show a little bit how it works.
Okay. So, this is, can you hear me? Is it like this? Okay. So this is the login side. Oh, you can see it. How does it work? Okay. No? Okay, sorry. Nope. Da auf dem Bildschirm. Ja. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so this is the login side. And I will show you hopefully my dashboard. So, okay. This is my dashboard. As you can see, as project manager and scrum master, I don't get a lot of points. So my position is 9 out of 12. That's not so good. Here you can see the points I made. I need to do to get to another level. I made 28 points. When you scroll down a bit, you have the activity screen with the latest, I guess, 10 activities of everyone. I can switch to my activities. So you can see last night I finished the quest of wearing some interactive clothes. We have t-shirts and sweaters, and you can get points for wearing them. I got points for doing fitness 3 times a week. And I actually got a message from another player, but I don't know who it was, so yeah. What I want to do now is to get some points. This is the dashboard for the quests. We have here like some common ones and the ones about learning new methods. And here we go to the engagement quests. We created a quest for attending at a community event like Plone conference. So I'm gonna get 20 points for each day. That's good for me. So I locked the quest, and now I have to finish it. I'm not sure if, yeah, this quest doesn't need any review, so I'm just typing in attending Plone conference 2018, day 1. Log this one. And as you can see, I have 48 points now. I am position 8. And when I scroll down, you can see in the activity screen that I logged it there. So when I go to the leaderboard, as Jörg already told you, I can only see the first 3 players and my position, and the other ones are anonymous. Yeah. And then we have a player list. I don't know if we didn't do a screenshot of that one. You can put in there a motto. We have the birthdays over here. You can also change your profile picture over here, and your motto and your email address. You can see here your rewards. I don't have any yet. Yeah, and you have here the activity, everything I did since we started. Okay. Now it's your turn again, I guess.
Okay, thanks a lot. And that's about it. Let's see. That works. Yeah, so thanks a lot for playing with us and for seeing our gamification platform. If you have questions about the gamification approach or about the software, don't hesitate to contact us. Ask Johanna or ask me about it, and we would be happy to talk about it. Thank you very much.
Okay, I guess we have time for some questions over here.
Do you have any integrations with Redmine, Jenkins? Any tools? Yeah?
Not yet,
Not
but
yet.
we use Redmine, and that would be the next thing on our list, that we have an integration with Redmine, yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Come on, the question everyone wants to know. What about the t-shirts? Can we buy some?
You don't have to buy it. I think we will just make a list or something, and everybody who is interested puts his name and his email address on it, and we will send t-shirts, okay?
Okay, oh, over there. I'm coming.
So how much, was there any custom work on Plone done for this, or how much work was it to use out-of-the-box Plone to create the gamification platform?
Well, we did 11 weeks of work, but actually it was a project for our apprentices, for people who start in our company, and it was a great way for them to learn about programming and to learn about Plone. And so for sure it took them longer than it would have taken a programmer who is experienced with Plone, but still it was okay. Like I found that time frame okay to develop it, and Plone basically gave us everything we need. Like we have the workflows, we have everything we saw. So it was more like creating some content types for quests and so on, and then doing the styling, and yeah, so not a big deal basically. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious why you would, I mean, if you had your apprentices do this, that's great. Are you planning to try to get clients to use this? Because this looks really useful.
It wasn't the plan, or isn't the plan for now. It was really something internal for us. We wanted to use it for ourselves, we will see how it works. But the next step would be that we give it to everybody who wants to use it to get more feedback on it, because for sure it's still a first version and it would be good to get more people playing with it, and we could enhance it. I don't know, maybe the future holds a business opportunity in it, possibly, but it's not the plan for now.
Well, that's very kind of you, because I really think it's good the way it is already, but.
Okay, any other questions? Great, then I just created a mailing t-shirt list where you can write down your name, your email, and your t-shirt size. It's here in front, and yeah.
Do that very old school with a piece of paper. Yesterday I had a talk about privacy, so don't look at the other email addresses, please, yeah? Just write your email address down, but don't look at the others. Thank you.